There's a whole bunch of podcasts out there. You're not getting to listen to all of them. Join me, your Uncle Blake, and let me be your podcast Sherpa with the Earwash Show. I'll present a different podcast on each episode for your consideration. If you decide you like it, hey, give it a download. If not, well, I'll try again on the next episode. Besides my favorites and Apple's top picks, I want to hear what your favorites are so we can share them with the rest of the world. So send your favorites to earwashshow@gmail.com. Again, that's earwashshow@gmail.com. And let's get the good word out.
Who's rapping? Overkeen. Dragons? I'm not overkeen. I'll dice them like a knife, slicing right through an aubergine. My dragon shout flow is sweeter than a soda stream. You won't believe your eyes. I'm like an overload of dopamine. A broadsword in one hand and a magic spell in the other. I'm the last of the dragonborn. There's no other, my brother, to run for cover. If you've got scales, then I'm on your tail, and I will not fail like a free-roaming sandbox game. I'm off the rails. I'll walk the trail through awful gales and storms of hail.
Welcome to the 36th edition of a Skyrim Addict podcast Roundtable. It's the seventh episode of season 6. Can't read my own damn stuff. We are the show who compares and contrasts Skyrim experiences through a lively roundtable discussion by playing through the same quest with characters who have been randomly assigned drastically different attributes. Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, everybody. Tonight on the show, we are joined by Michael. Hello, Michael.
Hello.
And Jeremy. Hi.
Hello.
Colin, what's going on?
Evening, guys.
Hi, Juan.
Howdy.
Patrick, what's up?
Hey.
And Victor, tell me what's going on.
Howdy. Nothing much.
Great. Glad to have everyone aboard. We didn't get to any quests on our last show, so we should actually kind of spring into it. Did anybody have any last-minute remarks before we get involved in our quest for this evening, which will be a blade in the dark, diplomatic immunity, and a cornered rat?
So I have a question for Michael. Was it the half or the full marathon?
Oh, it was a full.
Nice. Well
The,
done.
the half actually got canceled, which I was originally signed up for. It was cold as hell.
In Florida.
It was my coldest run of the year, and it was in Florida.
That's fun.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, that was a good time. But I survived, so that's all that kind of matters.
Excellent.
I'm alive to do the show, and
Well, you got to go to Disney, right?
be signing up to do another one soon.
When isn't he at Disney,
Nice.
Jeremy?
Next month, I will not be at Disney.
Next month, no Disney.
I'm announcing here.
If you see me at Disney,
Yeah, Disney's coming to him.
Mickey's visiting Michael's house.
Oh, wait, what's next month? Next month is February, right? Yeah, next month I will not be there.
Yes, he's invited Mickey over for dinner.
One of your pictures was like with you as some sort of like freakish, old Mickey version or something.
It was Oswald, which you never see, but they had a bunch of special things out for people who were dumb enough to run 26 miles in 30-degree weather with 20-mile-an-hour winds. So they had that. They had like the Nautilus was out there, from 20,000 Leagues.
Wow.
All kinds of random things you don't normally see. But at that point, I was like, I'm going to take a break right here. And it was Oswald. And, you don't see Oswald too often. I guess he was technically the original character.
Before Steamboat Willie?
I believe so. I believe Oswald is the oldest.
Wow.
And it was sold off to somebody, and then they got it back in some kind of weird deal for something,
I had no idea.
Disney
Wow,
involved in a
today.
weird deal? What?
Machine guns or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, No, it was like some deal for like a movie or something. I don't know. It was another studio had bought Oswald a long time ago, like in the 30s or 20s or whatever. And then they made a deal to get it back. I'm not sure why. They don't really use them in much, but,
See what you learn after 10 months in Disney a year?
That's it.
Oh, wonderful. So, guys, why don't we go ahead and jump into A Blade in the Dark? But why doesn't someone remind me what is happening right before Blade in the Dark? What was the previous quest that we did?
Some bitch stole your horn.
Oh, that's right. We were up at the Horn of We're supposed to go get the Horn of Jurgen Windcaller.
You go through that dungeon and blah, and you get to the thing and like there's a note there.
Yeah,
from our friend.
The Greybeard sent you off
really?
to fetch.
And you just know going back and explaining those old farts, the horn wasn't there. That's just not going to be any fun whatsoever.
Yeah. So what happens? How do we know that we need to go talk to this other special new person in Riverwood?
Leaves us a damn note.
So we find a note here instead of the horn itself, and we have to go all the way to Riverwood, which is, a place that you have been way early in the game, and you think, well, you could have told me this a month ago, and we could have been here already.
But she doesn't believe that you're special.
We could have tested that. I could have shown you. Come out to the Western Watchtower with me. We'll have a little display, shall we?
Well, see, technically, my character had never met her previously.
Oh, you didn't see her at with Farengar or whatever his name is?
I went directly there, got the stone, and then went to Farengar.
Oh,
so
okay.
Not there, I don't believe, because it's not technically you haven't started the quest with him yet, so she's not at the table.
Interesting. I don't know if I've ever tried to play it that way.
Because I went right to, I forget wherever I ended up starting. I ended up going through Bleak Falls first, getting the stone, then went to Whiterun. And since I'm not fast traveling, I didn't want to hop around because that's a big pain in the butt. So I did things, to make it a little more efficient. And when I got there, she wasn't there. Because it was just the beginning where I'm first meeting everybody.
Yeah. Interesting. When I did the alternate start, one of my favorite things is I can get into Whiterun without getting hassled or the guards being like, "Hey, there's dragons in the area. Watch out!" I like how the game behaves differently. When you can walk around and do stuff. Sorry. Anyway, I interrupted. So we're getting back to A Blade in the Dark. Delphine leaves us a note that she has taken the horn, and we are to meet her. She doesn't identify herself as Delphine.
No.
She
just says, ask for the attic room.
Ask for the attic room. And what happens when you show up, Juan? You go to Riften, and it tells you to go to what? The Sleeping Giant Inn or whatever that the inn is.
Right. In Riverwood, and you go up to her and go up to the wench and ask her to rent the room in the attic. She says, "We don't have a room in the attic, but we do have this one." And then from there, she says, I'm such and such, and she wants you to prove yourself.
Yeah,
she has a test for you.
There is no room in the attic. It always makes me feel like Basement in the Alamo.
Yeah.
Type scenario.
What, silly? There's no attic room in the Sleeping Giant.
Oh, I love it. Okay, and sorry, what'd you say, Juan? She has a what for you?
She has a special test to prove that you are the person she's looking for.
Okay, what is this test?
You're gonna go kill a dragon.
Oh my god. How can we do it? There's like a weird room and stuff. Do we go into the basement and all that already?
You go in there. When you return the horn, that's when you go through the bookcase. You have to close the door to the room or you can't go down. But then every other time you go in, everything is just wide open and wandering all over into the secret Blades compound.
Secret room. Yeah. That's great.
Well, it can only be a secret once.
That's true. And so we made reference to it later, or previously in another episode. Delphine kind of, if we're going to go do this dragon test stuff, she kind of realizes her future of owning the end there is coming to an end, right?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
One of the most touching scenes. She like tosses in the keys on her way out the door. He's like, yeah.
Actually, that's after you.
Oh, is that later?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's later.
Oh man, I still love that. So where are we going to kill a dragon?
That's after you talk to her in the basement, right?
Yeah.
Or no, that's after when you have to go with
Esbern and
Esbern later on, much later.
Yeah,
nice.
To Ustengraf, right?
Skyreach Temple or something like that.
Skyhaven.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So we talked to Delphine. What is this? Where we go to? Like, is it called Kynes Grove? Maybe is that the first place?
It is Kynes Grove.
Yes.
Yep.
Is this
And
where
then
we are?
The blizzard starts.
Oh, Michael can no longer feel anything below his navel. He walked within 20 yards of a creek, so the whole world is frozen solid now.
Oh, you can't see. You're freezing. You try and kill the dragon before it's not a skeleton anymore. You run into Alduin, who's getting that dragon out. Is that a named dragon? I forget. I think
it is.
Solaknir.
Yeah. Starts with an S.
Yeah, Solaknir.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dragon resurrection animation is really cool.
I do like it.
Yeah.
I love how they crawl out and then kind of get their bearings slowly and
Yeah, Alduin yells at you.
I was
calls
reading.
you out.
I was reading the notes and bugs section on the UESP, who we endorse. Everyone, go to uesp.net if you're looking for some good information. We were. I was just reading that, and it said that if you stand on the dragon burial circle as the dragon's being like resurrected or whatever, it can blast you, like a giant club or something. Like it can knock you out and do lots of damage to you. Which I was like, oh sweet, I got to try that now.
Of course.
Yeah. So Solaknir pops out. What are our dragon techniques, guys? Now this kind of battle right here is really what defines what the round table is about. How are we dealing with these dragons? We don't have a ton of shouts and stuff yet. We don't have that sort of. Well, I don't yet. Like Dragon Rend and that sort of stuff is pushed later into the storyline, right?
Yeah, that is true. Because I become so reliant on Dragon Rend that it's weird to, and since I went through the main quest relatively recently, like was it the fall or something like that, I got used to that Dragon Rend thing, and I'm battling these dragons now, and I'm like, damn, it's way different when you don't have that.
If you don't have Dragon Rend, they are tough to bring down.
I think Colin had given us a hint a little bit later. When we pick up Clear Skies, that takes him out of the sky as well.
Oh yes, Colin always mentions these great tips that I just never seem to manage to weave into my game for some reason.
Of course, that doesn't really work at this point in the quest line.
No, because we still don't have it. Yeah.
Yeah, don't have.
Yeah, there's lots of those that are pushed through back in.
But it's not
quest locked.
Dragon Rend is so much farther ahead.
If you've taken the horn to the Greybeards before you go to the Kynes Grove and you get the full force balance push, you can use that to interrupt them breathing fire or whatever it is while they're in the air. So as they're sort of like trying to set you on fire with the fire breath shout, if you full throw down them back, it sort of like stuns them and they fly off. It doesn't knock them out of the sky, but it does stun them.
Yeah, you have to catch them when they're hovering.
Oh, that's
right?
cool.
Yeah, that hovering. Right.
And will something like Ice Form work on a fire dragon? Does it work like it does with mages? Ice
Form doesn't work on them at all.
No.
They're too big to freeze.
Okay. Yeah. But does my question make sense? Is it the same with shouts as it is with magic? Like, how there's ice shouts. Do ice shouts work better on fire dragons?
No, well, are you talking about the Frost Breath shout or the Ice Form shout?
Yeah,
I think Frost Breath probably.
Frost Breath, or like there's ones added by the new mods or whatever. Like there's ice storms and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Well, to fight dragons, I prefer Marked for Death. So.
Which is remind me.
It's basically it makes them their armor. It depletes their armor rating and their health rating. And stuff like that.
The dragon
so
it depletes their
the
the
resistance. Like interrupts
resistances.
their
Okay.
sort of like damages their resistances. Yeah.
Nice.
But when
Mark
I
for
went up against Thingy and at Kynes Grove, he talks to you and sort of like starts to talk to you in the dragon language, and then he goes, "Oh, you don't even speak the dragon language. How can you call yourself Dova? Blah blah blah." And then he's telling Selleck Near to attack this guy, kill this woman, and then the pair of them shit a brick when she summoned Durnavir right in between the two middle of them. So.
Did you really?
Yeah, damn.
Attaboy, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Remind us who's Durnavir, please.
Durnavir is a dragon that you find in the Soul Cairn in the DLC of Dawnguard.
He's really one of my favorites you come across too.
He's awesome. Called you the Quinarin as well. So that's super cool.
So Colin, to get that shout, you do because his name is a shout, right?
Yes.
What do you have to do in the Soul Cairn? Because I killed him, and he called me the whatever, the whatsy who's this, but I didn't get the shout.
Yeah,
you have to do something separate.
Maybe you've got a bug, but you need to. He gives you his name, and it should be summon Durnavir. So go to your shouts.
All right, let's see.
Does he need a dragon soul for it?
Probably.
You need to spend all 3 dragon souls.
No, I don't have summon, and it's not what's his name?
Durnavir.
Yeah, I don't have either one of those. I don't have
Durnavir.
summon Durnavir or Durnavir as a shout, and I killed him in the Soul Cairn.
Did you finish talking to him?
Did you talk to him again outside when you?
I did. I talked to him, but maybe I blew through the conversation and didn't finish it or something.
You can go back to the Soul Cairn and talk to him again.
Yeah. Is that through the Dawnguard castle, the Volkir's castle?
Nobody.
Right. I think you have to eat 50 soul husks or something like that too, right?
Nobody wants to go back to the Soul Cairn.
Yeah, really.
You can, whatchamacallit, you can fast travel to the right outside her room, so you don't have to go through the castle again.
Yeah.
All right. Now I have a project. Thank you.
Hey, Pat, did you find all 10 of the Opus pages?
What's that?
Did you find all 10 of the Opus pages or whatever they're called?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, nice.
That's a no.
I've never
probably better off.
I've never done that. Does anybody know what I'm talking about and what the reward for that is?
I don't remember what the
I think
reward.
Colin's the only one that's actually completed it.
Colin's finished it, yeah.
Yeah, it's Saint Job. He's from a former game. And you can,
that's fun.
Was
he's
it
a recurring character?
you? They increases your stamina and your carry weight. Amulet.
Oh, nice.
Actually, that sounds like a nice perk.
Yeah, that is a good perk, especially if you could disenchant that shit. Oh, great. So sorry, I got us way off track again. Blade in the Dark. We are battling dragons. Colin, you were saying in general you like to use. Do you have your shout yet that you said you like to use? I forget. I already marked for death. Is that a quest-lock thing? Where do you get that shout? Do you have it yet? Are you using it?
Yeah, you get to the 3 different locations. I recently just got the whole lot. One of them is in the Dark Brother Sanctuary, and there was one somewhere else, and then there's another one somewhere else.
Thank you for being super accurate.
I've been there, yeah.
I'm sure you have. I believe there's one down south near Riften, and I don't know where the other one is.
Nice. So you have your marked for death, which reduces resistances for dragons. And when you reduce the resistances, what do you do? Do you bring him to the ground? Do you like to attack him? Are you doing you're not doing your normal 2-handed thing? You don't have your skull fireballs anymore. How are you going after him?
I have got a enhanced Dwemer crossbow enchanted with
nice.
fire damage.
I don't like how slow those are.
Exploding fireballs.
Oh, that's great. I need to use them. I always get frustrated with how slow it is to load those damn things. Is there a perk or a speed shout you can do to speed up your loading of archery items? Like, is there anything like that in the game?
There is, but I think it only works for bows. It doesn't work for
that's
crossbows. Ordinator has one for crossbows in it.
Nice. That's good. Yeah, I always get frustrated with how slow those crossbows are, but I do love how powerful they are. That's great. So shout and bring them down with crossbows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also give your follower a bow if you want, but I prefer to give them staffs. So
yes,
I
good
believe
call.
She's got a fireball staff at the moment.
I like to give them a staff of summon some Atronach. I always love it when a follower has a staff of summon.
Yeah, me too. I like that too.
That's fun.
So Andrew, my trick is to turn the difficulty down because I hate fighting dragons.
That's a good trick, Pat.
I hate you all.
I had Lydia tanking the dragon, and I was hitting it with a bow and arrow from.
That's my thing. I try like to have a physical follower to like beat on it while I plink arrows into its flank.
Actually, I like to try to make my followers, shoot it with a bow. When the dragons land, I prefer to try to run around behind them and hack at their tail.
Yeah.
That's
I always get nailed by the tail. I just recently found out that the tail gives, or the wings or something. There's some sort of posterior damage I'm getting back there.
Yeah, he slaps his tail down and he bashes you with his wing, and they fucking hurt.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It always it doesn't launch me like a giant or anything, but it does some good damage if not paying attention to it.
Yeah, I've got all the I've had a few of the animations, the the kill cams, and they're pretty good on the dragons. Was it Lydia? Definitely. Yeah, Lydia had one this morning when I was playing. We were up by Rorik's Dead. And right near where the giant camp was, halfway through the battle, we had to kill the giants and the mammoths, and then the dragon.
Oh, great!
On the way.
I always love when they line up like that.
Yeah, she had him face on, and she was giving him a good old bash, and then she done the old slice, and then jumped on its head, and then stabbed it through the eye, and everything. It was awesome. Nice.
Actually, I had a giant and a couple of mammoths following me the other day. I've been experimenting with the with the ritual stone, and because I never really messed with a bunch of different. I just would fight bad guys and bring a lot of bandits and stuff with me the last time I played with it, and this time I'm just I wonder what else it works on, and I've been having trolls follow me and cows follow me, and a giant and a couple of mammoths for a while, a family of netches. It works on a lot of different things. I still haven't tried it on a dragon. That is what I know it won't work, of course, but I would how awesome would that be if the dragon skeleton just sort of lifted back up in the air and started following my ass around? That would be spectacular. There's no way that would work, though.
No. But to have
a pet dragon following me around? Come on.
5 dragons after 2 days.
Yeah, that would be great. Golly.
Oh.
So, gosh, I'm trying to remember. I believe that my heal other thing, it doesn't work on a lot of different enemies, but I was surprised. I think that it actually did work against the dragon. Because I'm doing, which is it? It's not Ordinator. Is it I have a spell.
I think
Apocalypse. Where my spell.
It'll be a perk, so it would be Ordinator.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
no, you're right. It is a perk. You're right.
Oh, okay.
But it's just the heal other spell, but because of the perk and Ordinator, it actually does damage to enemies, but it's just a healing spell, which adds a lot of really good dynamics to the restoration tree. It's been really fun. Been enjoying it a lot. But I was surprised to find out that I think it did do some damage to dragons, which, it doesn't do anything to Draugr, it doesn't do anything to Ash Spawn, it doesn't do anything to this and that and the other, but for some reason, dragons, yes.
Huh.
Not as
what
much.
level are you at restoration now?
60s somewhere.
You're coming up on the expert ones, and there's some really good ones.
Let me look real quick.
Horrid wilting.
56.
Awesome.
Sorry.
horrid wilting is one you want to look out for, and decompose is
let me jot
awesome.
That. Horrid wilting and decompose.
Oh, and channel energies. That's where you can have a self-beneficial spell in your left hand, and then you have channel energies in your right hand, and then you hit your follower with it, and they have that spell cast on themselves.
Oh, nice.
So you have tree rings where it increases like your health, and then you can. There's one that's really good that would be really good for Ogle, which would be Circle of Strength. That's where like you have that circle of protection. For the when a Drogo walk into it, it fears them, sets them on fire, and they run away.
Yeah.
A circle of strength is the same, but apart from when you're inside the circle, it restores stamina over and over and over again.
Yeah, Ogle has a two-handed weapon, and that would be totally appropriate. That's awesome. Perfect. Circle of strength, horde wilting, decompose,
tree rings,
channeled energies,
healing,
tree rings.
Yep, and healing. How is it? Healing blossom is brilliant. Once you're about to jump into it and get surrounded, we got surrounded by those magic anomalies just outside the college, and literally we got surrounded. All 10 of them was around me and Lydia, and basically we were standing there back to back, and I had the circle of strength wrapped around us. So you had this big, bright, green growing circle. And they were just coming all in for all sides. It was an absolutely awesome fight.
That's great. I'll definitely have to keep my eye out for those. So after we've got this dragon down, Jeremy, did you get a dragon fight in at any point before anything crashed out?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was able to do that. I tend to... I've got Lydia with me, so...
She did most of the work. We know.
I use Flame and Spark. Kind of hit the dragon at the same time. And then I use my Shout when I can. It seems to go pretty quickly between the two of us, so...
Yeah. Lydia's great.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we joke around a lot, but she actually is a pretty damn good follower.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, the only thing is that you guys haven't got the real Lydia. I've got the real Lydia. You've got some imitation copies.
We've got some cheap video game Lydia. He's got the real one.
Yeah. Sorry, Jeremy.
There's some poor girl chained to the wall in Colin's basement.
I've got an attic, not a basement.
Oh, that's great. Victor, did you take some dragons down? What were you doing? You were archery and stuff.
Yeah, just archery because I had the bound bow, so just raining arrows onto the poor skull, whatever the hecker.
Do you have to have a certain level in archery before you can be proficient at using the bound bow?
No, but not really. But I think your proficiency goes beyond the bound bow at some point.
Yeah.
And you're better off with made weapons.
See, I was perched up above a dragon camp, and I wanted to rain arrows upon this dragon, this giant. And so I summoned my bound bow, and I drew, and it just like plunks and goes 18 feet and a really lobbed arch and doesn't even get anywhere close to him. Like, why?
Because you're an Argonian.
Because it's not. I just can't figure it out why he won't shoot. With any oomph to it. You know what I mean?
Try shooting from underwater. No, probably.
Man.
I don't know.
I can't figure it out. I don't know. So I've kind of stopped using it. And I, of course I'm at 15, whatever the level is.
Well, what's your stamina level? I mean, where are you?
The stamina affects, and I know it affects your drawback, like how long you hold it and aim and stuff, but I don't think that was the issue. I don't believe, but I could be mistaken. Maybe I had run out of stamina sprinting up there and was like just lobbing them because I had run out of stamina. That I didn't even think of that. That could be a good call. Who knows?
I've had that happen when you double click the trigger.
Oh yeah.
And the first one will and the first one just
Right,
kind
you
of
get a little bleep.
Yeah, and it shoots it, and then because you hit it before it was ready, it doesn't load a new arrow.
Hmm.
Yeah, premature archeration is a problem.
It's very embarrassing too.
It happens to everybody every now and then, though, so it's okay.
It's okay.
We were talking about a similar thing between shows, weren't we? I'm sorry, between last week and this week.
I've got a question for you, archers. If you're using the bound bow, can you equip ebony arrows?
No.
Yes, you can. I think you can. But why would you though? Because they're Daedric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so dragon bone arrows.
You can, and you can also poison it too.
Yes, you can poison it.
Oh,
I didn't realize you could,
I'm pretty sure you can. But yeah, I mean, by the time you've got the better arrows, you've probably got a better bow anyway.
You know what?
You can definitely poison the bow.
Yeah,
for sure.
We're gonna try it right now. I got a bound bow.
I just summoned the bound bow right here too.
Bound bow. Can I do? I don't have any dragon bone arrows, but I do have some Daedric arrows.
Yeah, guys, I'm shooting my bow. It is going literally 5 feet in front of me and just like dying.
You got those little T-Rex arms. That's your problem.
What am I doing? Am I pressing a wrong button? What the fuck is going on?
I've been having that issue a little bit too, and I think it's like an ordinator thing sometimes. That's the only thing I can think that affects it. But you got to really hold the trigger in for quite a while.
I'm like holding it until like my stamina's like draining and shit. Like it's going down 3, 4, 5. Shoot! And it falls.
It's still not going anywhere. Jeez.
It goes it's literally like 6, 7 feet. And it hits the ground. It's so embarrassing. I can't arch in front of my followers. They'll laugh at me.
I can't arch in front of my followers.
I think your problem is you have the blind bow, not the bound.
Oh, man. Okay, sorry. So we have dragons down. Did we not hear from anybody in their dragon battle? I think we got through. What do we have to do then? We have to talk to Delphine, and then she finally buys it? Then she loves your store?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll come clean now.
Yeah. Now that you've
She's all up in your business.
Yeah.
Whatever you
fade out, then fade back in.
Has Delphine mentioned anything about the Greybeards yet? I can never pay attention hard enough. I need to figure out more between why the Blades and the Greybeards don't
they
see
just
eye
have
to eye.
different views of the world.
Yeah. Plus, was it Ecclesia's view on the world herself is... Oh, sorry, Legate Ecclesia is... she's got a similar sort of outlook as Delphine does. So the way she looks at the Greybeards is basically they're up there and not doing anything. They're not being a part. They're not helping. So what the fuck is the point in them being there? As she says, they're nothing if not predictable. She knew what they would do. She could see what their plan of attack was and what they were going to do with you from a mile away because, they barely do anything.
Yeah, I still have trouble telling who I actually like here. I don't know. I love the Blades. I don't know, like the Greybeards. You don't like the Blades, Victor?
No, not a big fan.
No. Oh, that's something I wanted to discuss was Esbern, but we're not quite there yet. So we don't meet him until we got 2 more to get through, guys.
You got to get to the end of the show.
We got to get to the end of the show here.
Because the next quest is a really good one.
So let's just briefly mention here what Delphine what's the interaction here between Delphine and how do we know we need to get to the next quest?
She's from the Blades. Thing was just that the war was 30 years ago, and she's roughly in her 50s, so she was only 20 to 25 years old when she was in the Blades. And that's when the Thalmor attacked, and that's when the war happened. So she probably hasn't got that much experience in the Blades before she sort of had to go on the run. So she's been on the run for the past 30 years from the Thalmor and doing all that sort of stuff. And she was, I was going to say, she lets you know that the Thalmor are probably their most hated enemies and they're a huge threat. And she thinks that the Thalmor have something to do with the dragons coming back because they're the only ones that she sees as powerful enough to be able to accomplish that. So and that's what she told you.
She blames the return of the dragons on the Thalmor because she believes that they're the only people who are powerful enough to have the magic to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And she also points out, of course, that the Dragonborn, in the opinion of the Blades anyway, the Dragonborn is the ultimate dragon killer.
Right. I don't know if she.
But that's directly opposing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she uses those words, doesn't she?
No. I'm just saying I don't think she directly blames the Thalmor because she's uncertain, but she has a strong suspicion that.
Yeah.
It's like who else could it be? I think is for her.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I could be totally wrong about this, but I think I read somewhere that she thinks that the Thalmor had something to do with bringing the dragons back because Thalmor wanted to release Ulfric, who was being captive at Helgen, right? He's with you in that cart, and that's the reason the dragon came, was because the Thalmor wanted to release Ulfric so that he could continue to undermine the Empire through Skyrim. Is that anywhere close?
Well, we get a little taste of that at the end of our next quest.
Oh, nice. Okay. See, I'm not good at determining in what order things like this happen. So we're talking to Delphine, and we somehow figure out that we need to go to
Thalmor Embassy.
The Thalmor Embassy. So let's go ahead and get rolling into that.
Yeah, she says she's going to come up with a plan, and you meet her back at the Riverwood.
This is so annoying. If you don't fast travel, how the fuck do you guys do this? Where you have to go here and then you go back, then you meet over here, then you go back, then you have to go up in here, and then at least they give you a carriage at one point. We'll get to that, but geez, this must be annoying if you don't fast travel.
No, it's not. I usually just do other things on the way.
Or there's a carriage right at Windhelm. Takes you right to White.
Okay, so you allow yourself a carriage too. Okay, that works.
Oh, totally. I do carriages. Yeah, I don't walk everywhere.
All right. Okay, I was just gonna say. So then walking all of this would get on my nerves.
Yeah.
Because so what's her plan? What are we doing? We have to go to Solitude to meet with what's his name?
Malborn.
Okay. Yeah. How's that interaction go, Pat?
Well, so Malborn is her inside contact at the embassy. She's going to figure out a way to sneak you into the embassy. So you go to the tavern in Solitude, and I can never remember the tavern names. Is it the Winking Skeever?
Yay!
Yep. Okay, all right. So you go to the Winking Skeever and you meet Malborn, and he, I think he maybe makes some sort of snide remark about,
she chose you.
Chose you, yeah. And he says, okay, you need to give me anything that you want to take into the embassy, and I can smuggle it in for you.
Oh, yeah.
So weird.
Now, and I was, is there any reason not to just give him all your shit?
Because I don't trust that
not unless you want to
motherfucker.
pick up stuff while you're in there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just going to go immediately straight to, I guess that's a good point. But like, I was sort of doing this like picking and choosing, and then I realized it's like, why don't I just give him everything? Because I forgot, I think, lockpicks or something the first time I did it, and that's annoying as hell.
That would be
right?
super annoying to be in there without lockpicks, Pat. That would be super fucking annoying.
Yeah, exactly. That was very stupid, right? So I reloaded from like a previous, from an earlier save, and basically gave him everything. And then you wind up your meeting at the Winking Skeever, and then you go out to the stables. I think it's just right there at the Solitude stables, right, where she meets you. and she gives you some nice clothes, some party clothes, very special party clothes, and gives you an invitation, and you load yourself onto a carriage and get driven to the Thalmor embassy with basically nothing but your party clothes.
I really like those party clothes for some reason. I think they're pretty sharp.
You can enchant them.
Yeah. As sharp as anything can be in Skyrim. Yeah.
It's way too many times for me. So
I wear it to the Radiant Raiment and flaunt it around in front of those bitches.
Yeah, because the Radiant Raiment clothes are covered in mud.
Oh, Drek.
Yeah, so Malbert, I think, tells you a little bit of his at some point you learned his sob story about why he's willing to help Delphine. I don't remember if he tells you there or if it happens at some later point. Because things don't end very well for Malborn most of the time, unfortunately.
Yeah, it all depends. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. You have to kind of be really just kind of catch it at the right moment, right?
Yeah.
Did you go?
If you don't know about it, he's not going to live. Most of the time.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Did you go right to the embassy pad, or did you have more running around to do?
No, I just went straight because I figured it was going to be easiest because I didn't have my good crap with me or anything. So Malborn has most of my crap, and then Delphine takes anything else. And I was reading UASP just to kind of refresh my memory of the quest, and I guess it says that she will actually even take quest items from you. So like if you've got a quest dagger or quest sword or something, that she'll even take that from you.
There are certain quest items that always get locked in my inventory that I can never figure out how to get rid of.
So I wonder if that would actually be a good way to scrub annoying quest items. Is leave them in
that might be the
chest.
key. That's awesome.
Yeah. So then you're going to the embassy and nothing but your party clothes, party hat, party clothes. You jump out of the carriage. You go up to the guard at the Thalmor embassy, show them your invitation, and they let you in.
He gives you a nice warm welcome, of course. No attitude.
Yeah, of course, because those Thalmor are such friendly people.
Yeah, no, not slathered in horrible stupid Thalmor. I hate those guys.
Yeah, so for me, maybe I'll tell what happens for me, and then because I was reading UESP, I didn't realize how variable the party guests were. That's actually really cool,
it's one of my favorite sequences in the whole game. Actually,
yeah, me too, Vic. I really liked it because I got
explain variable.
I got the Jarl from Morthal, Idgrod's Ravencrow.
Yes,
I love
exactly.
her.
I always go get her.
Yeah. So she says, "Oh, I would love to help you make a scene."
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Idgrod is also one of my favorite characters in the game. So,
yeah. She's terrific. She's my favorite Jarl for sure.
All right, so explain to me how this changes up, like based on what, and is it random or how does that work?
It's who you've encountered before. So there's the one guy who basically will cause a drunken scene that will always be there.
Yeah, the town drunk guy's there. Yeah.
You can use that guy. I forget his name, but you can use that guy. But then there's a list of, what is it, Victor, like 10 or 15 other people that could be there, depending on who you've encountered. It's a long list. Yeah. And depending on who you've encountered and what you've done, you can get some other of your influential friends in Skyrim there.
That's interesting.
And I got Jarl Idgrod.
I had a Jarl there, too.
I wonder if Cutting Room Floor adds more people.
I don't
because
think
I
so.
had Jarl Illicif in there. I had the Jarl from Falkreath. I had the Jarl from Whiterun. There was one or two other people that aren't normally there, and I haven't spoken with any of them.
Juan.
Maybe it is. Maybe it does. Yeah.
A lot of those people, Juan, you named are listed on UASP as kind of in the default listing, but maybe one of the mods will make them show up regardless of whether you talk to them or something.
Okay, that's because I was a little surprised because it's the first time I've encountered some of them in there. So
there's also, it's not just the town drunk guy, but you can also arrange with one of the servers who gets annoyed by some, I forget whether it's who's the Eriker, yeah. So you can arrange that also without.
Will he drop a tray of drinks or something?
Yeah.
Nice.
So there's
that's
that
fun.
interaction.
Don't you tell Erica that she's actually interested in him, or he should?
I think you
got
to talk to her first, though, don't you?
Yeah.
Or does he make mention of it first, and then you go talk to her? I don't remember which way it goes, or maybe it goes both ways.
It goes both ways. But I do
Yeah.
think you talk to her and you talk to him, and then you talk to her again, and
Bring your amulet of
something
Mara.
like that. But the thing is, he goes over and hits on her, and she says no, and then I kind of feel guilty about using that one because she always ends up down in the cells.
Always?
Every time that I've done it, she's
really?
ended up down in the cells.
Who is it? One that winds up in the cell?
The server.
Okay,
Yeah.
serving girl. All right.
Yeah.
But you can let her out, right?
Yeah, but she gets killed by the frost troll.
Oh.
Supposed to kill the troll.
Yeah, it's your fault, not hers.
They run ahead of me.
I hate that.
Yeah, that's hard. They really do. They really run right out there, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole part of it is difficult to. Yeah.
I think I had everybody survive this time.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
took me a couple times to get Melbourne to survive. You got to be really good with the bow and quick.
It's tough. Yeah, if you're not
Yeah.
fast, he's done. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
done. I think I had some paralyze potions. This is how I was able to do it.
So where does Malborn bite it? He's fighting alongside with you, like at all times, or he goes off another
runs in
direction.
the gallery above after you've talked to the guy, but we're jumping ahead a little bit. But yeah, he runs in upstairs, and you need to. There's 2 Thalmor agents that run in at the same time, and so you got to get them before they get him.
Okay. So let's do our distraction list. Who did what distractions? I just did the normal town drunk guy. That's
what I did.
Yeah, I did the same.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, I did Igrod.
Yeah, Igrod for me.
I've done her
Balgruff.
before. She's fun.
Yeah.
great.
I know
Balgruff?
Balgruff.
Oh, what does
Yeah.
Balgruff do?
he tells everybody that basically he makes out that Razelon or Razelon, whatever his name is, that he said that Ulfric Stormcloak should be High King of Skyrim.
That's awesome.
The only problem is that Ulfric Stormcloak was dead.
Oh well, that's a minor detail.
Because after I finished, was it A Blade in the Dark? Then that's when you first go to Solitude, and that's the first time when I walked in because Ecclesia was in hiding at the time. But when she arrived, she didn't go and see Malborn. She had to go until, I've forgotten the general's name.
Tullius.
Tullius. Had to tell Tullius about all that was going on. So he was like, well, if you want to help with all this Dragonborn bollocks, you better sort out all the what's happening in the Civil War. So she done the entire Civil War in between those 2 quests and became legate. And then she went to speak to Malborn. So she went there as an invited guest as legate Clesia Aridia from the Imperial Army. And
Very nice.
Tullius was a little bit surprised to see her. He was like, what the fuck are you doing here? Don't do shit. Well, right. Yeah, you can't get him to make the scene, though.
Yeah, I tried to get some of the other people to do the distraction for me, but I failed the speech tests.
Yeah, I tried to. I messed it up somehow.
Yeah, the drunk's the easiest one to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they all pick on the drunk.
Yeah.
They all use
Yeah.
the drunk
Yeah.
as their stooge to be able to get out. I love that guy. He's like, what? No, I didn't. This is an attack on my person.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good sequence. It's well done.
Yeah.
What did people go in with? Did people go in with everything? Because
I always go in with the wrong thing. That's my problem. Because I always try to get too curated about it, and I try to sort of role play it, and then So I usually just go in with a bow and hope for the best.
I just take whatever normal gear I have. Not any of the extra stuff, just the normal gear.
Yeah. A few potions and stuff. There's plenty of stuff that they've peppered around inside there. If you sneak around enough and find it all, it's you can pretty much survive if you're careful. If you look through all the rooms, there's lots and lots of potions on all the shelves.
Yeah, a lot of healing potions and
Yeah,
poisons. A lot of frostbite spider potions.
Yeah, there might even be an invisibility potion in there somewhere, and there's a
Oh,
couple
wow.
of others. There's
I didn't
true
find that.
true
Oh,
shot
man.
maybe and stuff.
Invisibility is actually really useful in this case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was lucky enough to find the bound bow in there, which was nice.
That's
Nice.
pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a safe or a locked chest with some cash and stuff in it? In one of the rooms.
There was a safe, but it wasn't locked.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, nice.
Safe.
It said safe, and then just said open. So I looked in there, and that's where my bound bow was, and a bunch of gold. And
I can't believe you found a bound bow in there.
yeah, it was great.
That can't be, I mean, that's got to be a random drop.
I think so.
Well, but I mean, it's not necessarily a random drop because if you look it up on UESP, they'll tell you exactly where it is in Fort Amol. I mean, it's always there.
Yeah, that
right.
one. Yeah,
That is
That
the
one is.
one. Yeah.
All right, guys.
So,
I just killed it.
Yeah, but
if
if it's in a container, then it's random, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
where in Fort Amol?
No.
Oh,
If it's in a container in the world, whatever,
yeah.
it's
I never
generated once you get there to your
I
level.
never even
so-
thought about making that connection.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. All right.
All right, I just
That
killed a
makes
blood dragon. I've got the ritual stone loaded up. No way this is going to work. Let's see.
Not raising a dragon. There's no way.
Fuck. It didn't work, guys. Damn it.
what if it's one of those dragons that you don't absorb their soul?
I hate that. Yeah.
Oh, that's such a jip.
I had forgotten all about that until I killed the dragon out by Kynes Grove, for the 30th time.
Or if someone else absorbs it standing not too far away. That motherfucker.
Some jerk.
So how many people actually has anybody gone through this diplomatic immunity in full sneak without killing anybody?
I have in the past. Yes. It is hard. It is not easy.
And, I mean, as far as I can tell, that's kind of how I feel like they want to coach me through the quest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I feel like they want me to try to sneak there, but my sneak is never good enough. I don't ever concentrate on that sort of thing.
Yeah, I got to the whatever, so you leave sort of like the main house area with the kitchen and all that, and you go out in that courtyard, and then you go from the courtyard into the solar. And I got as far as the courtyard in pure sneak mode, but I just couldn't get through the courtyard in sneak mode, and I ran through the door to the solar, being pursued by guards. I thought, oh shit, but I was able to re-sneak. So the two inside places, I was pretty sneaky, but the outside courtyard area, I was not able to sneak.
But Michael, you said you've done it all the way.
Patrick.
Yeah, it's hard.
Your character is a Bosmer, correct?
Right.
I think you're supposed to be able to put on the robes and gloves and shoes and shoes.
Fake it till you make
outfit and actually walk through. So
I was reading that. It said UESP said it was bugged.
Okay.
That you're right. You're exactly right, Juan. That you're supposed to be able to do it, but that the actual base game, unpatched, unofficial patched is bugged, and the quote unquote hooded Thalmor robes or whatever don't behave correctly.
Okay.
But you're right, because it said if you're a Bosmer or a high elf, you have the maximum sneak chance, disguise chance, and then humans, dark elves, and orcs can do a middle level. And if you're supposedly if you're a Khajiit or an Argonian, there'll be a dialogue that says, "Hey, is that a tail?" Which would be fun to try it, just to hear that dialogue.
I always loved the werewolf dialogue. I hope they say something about if there's fuzz coming out behind your ears. I don't even remember what the exact term is. But I always loved that one too.
Did you just finish washing your dogs?
Washing a dog. Yeah, I smell wet dog or something.
You smell like a wet. But it's the way he says it. You smell like a wet dog.
Yeah.
Right at the very end. It just real punctuation right at the very end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I keep getting that right now. I don't think I'm going to get rid of the werewolf, though.
Very powerful.
I haven't played it in a long while, but I do remember having fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to go with the fear totems to make your was it howl affect higher level, because that's the only one that I find that's worth it.
Okay.
Like, fighting.
You ever taken a werewolf through the embassy?
I didn't even think of. I thought about it and just completely forgot.
That'd be great. Doing a werewolf.
Pretty interesting.
Trying to sneak as a werewolf.
I might as well should have done it because I killed everything that was in that place because I could not sneak.
Yeah, I suck at it too. I usually do my two-handed stuff right through there. My heal other, of course, works on humans and humanoids, as Marcus would say. So use my heal others. Basically, I made my way through there.
Andrew, we kind of skipped over a funny conversation.
What's that? Go ahead.
In the kitchen too, where you kind of get through there, and the servant starts bitching at you. What are you doing?
What are you guys doing back here?
Malborn. And he says, "Yeah, just shut up, or I'll tell him about your skooma habit, or your mood sugar
yeah.
habit."
I recall that now.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's funny. Was it there's no way it would have been a Khajiit chef. There was just a different high
chef,
elf.
Yeah. I think she's a Khajiit. Yeah, she is Khajiit. Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe the high elves would allow a Khajiit to touch their food.
Oh, they are. I'll marry Dominion.
Yeah, the Khajiit are.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the white gold concordant and all that stuff. I'm really bad.
They're on the same. They're on the same side. Well, some of them are. If you get the second part of Malborn's quest, you speak to the Khajiit traders, you get a little bit of extra stuff there.
Oh, nice.
Which is nice.
That's fun.
So Malborn's dead.
poor Malborn.
Yeah, but I've got the real Malborn. Remember that. So.
Yeah, Apollo's got the real one in his attic.
Has anybody explained to Colin that video games aren't real?
How dare you say? So we're getting through here. There's I don't know. What do we find? Past the kitchen, there's a funny conversation there. We're getting into. There's a certain point where it kind of breaks from obvious Thalmor embassy fancy place, and then you can tell you're behind the scenes all of a sudden.
Yeah, well, once I got into the courtyard, you got a guy who's leaning on the door. So literally you can't get past him unless you distract him, or you have like invisibility and really high sneak and muffle and everything going for you at the same time.
Yeah.
I didn't have any of that, but I did have a flame strike scroll. So
oh, nice. What does that do?
That was a pretty big distraction. So they went off running, find out what the hell was going on there, and then a dragon was attacking at the same time. So while they were dealing with that,
a dragon showed up.
Yeah, I just ran in and sort of like went in through into the solar.
And I wish Delphine was here because this would be proof if the dragon was attacking. Was the dragon attacking any of the high elves?
No, I could just hear it, and they were getting all aggro with it.
I could hear my followers attacking something outside as well. There was, I have my band of merry gentlemen following me all over the place, which I took the carriage there like everyone else sort of sneakily, so I'm surprised that my followers were there. You know what I mean?
It's just like fast traveling.
Yeah, I know, but but I wish they had written in that, okay, you're sneaking to this party. You're trying to be silent and sneaky about it. Let's have all of your followers wait with your stuff because you don't trust this Delphine lady or whatever quite yet.
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's what I did.
Yeah, I should have. You can't tell them to wait. I should have done that. I didn't even think of that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
but anyway,
at the stables for me.
Yeah, I could hear my guys having a fight with someone else, like outside, probably different high.
They were fighting the Thalmor.
Yeah, probably the different.
Yeah, because I heard Lydia out there fighting as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I thought she was in the courtyard, but no, she's.
Yeah, they're outside the gates. They can't help you, but they're out there. It's like, good job, guys.
Go team.
So,
yeah,
we're on the courtyard, and we go. That's awesome that you could hear a dragon. I wish that it would attack the courtyard. So where do we go from the courtyard? There's another building you have to get into there, right?
That second building where the prison's in the bottom.
There you go.
I forget what it's called, but
It's the solar, right?
oh, is that what?
Ellen
what-
Wynn Solar, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. And then they're talking in the office. There's a guy when you first. Actually, if you sneak in, you can stand there, and they might not see you depending on how high your sneak is, and you can listen to the conversation.
Yeah, he's talking to Gisser.
That's it. Yeah, that's the guy he's talking
they
to.
tell you
And
anything good?
are they talking about whoever they happen to have in the basement
Yeah.
and get the information from them or something like that?
Yeah, Mr. Etienne.
Etienne.
Yeah, he's Gisser told them, because he's an informant for the Thalmor, that Etienne told him that he knows of the guy that they're looking for down in the Ratway and blah blah blah. And he was saying, "Oh, should I go down there and talk to him?" and blah blah blah.
No, wait.
And the Thalmor turned around to Gisser and says, "Well, yeah, sure, I can take you down there and chain you up right next to him, so it looks like you're a prisoner as well, and then you can get him talking." And Gisser's like, "Oh, well, no, maybe not."
I don't like that idea anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's actually important later for the Ratway stuff. So we get in here, and what are we trying to do? What is our objective? What are we looking for?
Dossiers.
Yeah,
Ding, ding, ding.
which are in.
Looking for any information that would link the Thalmor to the Dragons Rising. And
Right.
everything.
That's why Delphine sent us there, was to try to link these Thalmor to the dragons coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So
And then you find a little chest with some dossiers in it.
where is that chest? Is that in the same building as the prison?
It's in the next door.
It's in the one. Yeah, it's in that one that you walk first into, and there's a chest in there, and it's got dossiers on Ulfric, Delphine, and progress on the dragon investigation, which tells you that the Thalmor have no idea where the fuck the dragons are coming from.
Okay.
Well,
So-
the dossiers aren't always in exactly the same location. In other words,
Yes, they
two
are.
of two of them are downstairs and one of them's upstairs.
Well, there are always two downstairs. Yeah,
No, there's two upstairs.
and
Or is
one.
it two upstairs and one downstairs? I don't remember, but yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying they were all three in the same place.
No.
Okay,
No, there's
sorry.
the dragon investigation slip. There's a piece of paper in there as well on the
Right.
progress of the. It's a note from the guy who's doing the interrogation. Forget his name. And he's saying that we're trying as much as we can, but we don't know where the dragons are coming from. And then it's Delphine's and Ulfric's dossier in the chest.
Nice.
And then downstairs it's Esbern, right?
That's
Yes.
So when you say you snuck through the entire thing that one time, did you go past and just take the dossier and then leave the prisoner in there with the Thalmor?
Yeah.
No, I think you do have to battle at the end. I don't think you have a choice.
Oh yeah, because you have to
You have to get
the guards come in with the key, with the trapdoor key.
Yeah, so like when I snuck through, it was just I snuck through till where I couldn't anymore, but where you had no choice but to actually battle in some way, because you can't get I don't think you can get the key.
Can you pickpocket the key? Yeah, I was just about to say, can you pickpocket, take an invisibility potion, wait in the corner? Take
You
a
probably
pickpocket?
could. I mean, it's been a while, but yeah.
You can hide behind was it Malborn's dead body?
Yeah.
Cover yourself in his blood. And then,
Crawl inside his body, in fact.
Slice him open, wear him like a mask.
Yeah.
It's very Silence of the Lambs. Yeah.
Asborn's face. Not Asborn.
Yeah, I kind of meted that whole scene because before I sniped the guy from upstairs, and took a few shots and killed him, and then I went over to the stairs where the Thalmor is supposed to come in. I dropped the rune right there.
Oh, nice.
And then I went back and pulled and opened up the chest.
Good plan.
And I think I talked to the guy also before they started coming down, and then they come. Oh no, wait! Once you open the chest and pull the paperwork, that's when the Thalmor show up.
Yeah, I was just about to ask: is that a triggered event them entering the room after you open the chest or something, right?
Yeah, that's,
After you open the chest, I don't. No. It's
Or spring the prisoner after you
You've
talk
got
to
two
that guy.
triggers.
you got to talk to him. Talk
Okay.
to NTN.
There's two triggers. You can talk to NTN, and he tells you the full story. Like if you interrogate him, like the guards are, and pretend you're a guard, and continue to interrogate. If he tells you about Esbern and finish that conversation, they come in. If you open the chest and take out the thing, then they come in. So you can trigger it to them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jeremy, did you spring the prisoners?
What was that?
Did you spring the prisoner?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I didn't get the key, so I didn't trigger them. Even after I took everything out of the chest, I ran around for 10 minutes like an idiot.
Because you have to talk to the guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
You actually have to, access his dialogue.
Right.
Or whatever.
You can talk to him and free him, but you have to go back and actually talk to him and get into the story, and then all of a sudden they triggered.
Yeah, I actually told him that I wasn't going to torture him and that I was there to rescue him, and he still told me the whole story.
It's like, dude, I'm not here to torture you. Why are you torturing me with your boring ass story? I jest. So does Jeremy, does he at any point point out that there's, I think I saw, what is it? He says something about an escape hatch or dumping something, right?
Yeah, the bodies down.
Yeah, I saw the guards taking bodies there.
Oh, that's exactly where you want to jump through, right? For the dumping all the bodies. Are we ready to progress through that door, everybody?
Yeah, once you have the key.
So the guards are triggered by either a number of events that come in. You deal with the guards, and you pick up a key off their dead bodies, of course, and that is a key to a trap door in the floor, and that leads to an underground tunnel system underneath the Thalmor embassy. Right.
Mm-hmm.
What, Jeremy? Did you find any interesting opponents or anything as you're trying to get through that cave system?
My buddy the Frost Troll.
Never jump down there.
Yeah.
I remember in one of my other playthroughs years ago, I had a bow with me because for some reason I just took like one weapon, but I usually use magic, or flames and sparks, so it wasn't really a big deal. So I hit him with that for a while, then I ran back so I could get some more health, eat some food, and went back at him, and he was down pretty quick. So, and of course, I forget to do my shout and stuff until afterwards.
Yeah, there's always some aspect to battle that I always forget to use. There's always something that I know I should be using, and good, attentive, strategic players are, of course, taking advantage of every aspect they can. Like Colin will switch his outfits depending on what kind of person he is battling, which is an incredibly active and, proactive thing to do with your character. I never think to do that.
Not really, no. Enemy types, maybe, but
if you go up against a fire mage,
walk up to one enemy and then sort of like put on a ring that resists shock because he's a shock mage, and then kill him, and then move on to the next mage and then put on a ring of resist fire. I don't do that.
But
I have a set put up, and if I'm going to face a dragon, then I'm going to make sure that I have my magic resistance stuff on before I get to where the dragon is. But I don't change my gear mid-fight.
You also plan ahead and will have a pair of boots already on that have resist frost. You think ahead about resistances and stuff like that, which I just don't do. I always just put carry weight on it and don't even think about stuff. You know what I mean? Carry weight and muffle if I ever find it. All right, so we're making it. What else is in the cave besides we got a frost troll down in there?
Oh, Baron Zayastone.
Oh, is there a Baron Zayastone in there?
Yeah,
Yep.
It was actually moved there because it used to be in the embassy, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so many people missed it and couldn't get back in there.
Quest lock.
It was one that you couldn't get. Yeah.
You couldn't go back into the embassy after you exit it. Yeah.
I did not get this thing.
It's in the cave. If you're going to do the Baron's Eye quest, if not, don't even worry about it.
Yeah, if you're not actively doing it, swat those things away and don't look at them.
Yeah. No kidding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's unusual gems if you don't have the quest yet.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do it because there's a perk in Ordinator for enchanting that if you crush a perfect gem of a certain type, it increases the power by like 30%, I believe.
I think it's 20%.
But it's pretty significant.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's nice. I used it with when I did my full enchanting before I went legendary on it. That is
back in those days.
Yeah, so if you're going to do that, then it's worth it because I have in my inventory right now 31 flawless gems.
Nice.
Well, it's also worth it if you're going to do smithing.
Yeah.
Make a lot of, the jewelry bounces you up pretty quickly. Yeah.
You can just go legendary and smithing over and over and over again. If you have the Baron's Eye stones and transmute, you're fucking set for life.
Oh yeah. You're in good shape if you do that.
Yeah. I have it's like 25,000 gold just to the flawless ones. That doesn't count the not. Michael, you talk about it in a couple of the ASA, just the regular shows over the years, and I'm going through the back catalog, and you're in the middle of talking about not even picking up the non-flawless gems.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. It was so crazy how much stuff I had. It was insane. I think that was the one when I had the Baron's Eye, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I've got it too. So I've got 16 regular garnets, and I know exactly what you mean. It's like, why am I even carrying these?
Yeah,
no purpose.
Yeah. They're good for getting merchants down to their last gold. It's like, here, take this garnet,
Yeah, sure. Just use
it's
them
also nice if they have spell books and scrolls or even grand soul gems that you want, and you sit there and pick up all that stuff, and then you just make your gold right back.
Yeah. I haven't spent any gold in 10 levels because it's just Yeah, that's my daughter and I when she was home for Christmas. We were laughing about this. Basically, you get to a level and you completely wreck the economy of Skyrim because you get the merchant perk where every merchant buys everything and you're only paying in potions and gems, so there's no actual food or weaponry or anything in the economy anymore.
It's just bartering.
It's barter with nothing but gems and potions.
Well, hey guys, speaking of daughters, my daughter is here.
Great, Victor.
And we're headed out, so I'm going to say goodnight to everybody.
Thanks a lot for hopping on. We'll talk to you later.
Safe travels, Victor.
Yeah.
All right.
Be safe, sir.
Good night, all.
And we continue on. Anything else remarkable in the cave as you're escaping?
Other than the frost troll, I think that's about it.
Yeah, I remember it's just a big drop off. The frost troll's down there. Oh, there's some sort of skill book. You're right, Colin. What do you remember the book?
It was a big one with no pictures.
Lots of words.
And on that, just on the Baron's Eye Stone, if you forget it, and you can go in the cave entrance. You don't have to try to get back.
Where is that cave entrance?
It's in the middle of a cliff. It's kind of hard to get to, but you can billy goat up to it.
Is there?
That's why they moved it.
Is there a good way to mark those? Because there's one. What is it called? Hamar Shame or something that you always come out of the back of. That I'm always like, I really need to remember where this spot is because it's way easier to get in and out of the spot if I could just remember
where the
this
exit is as opposed to the
going in the front. Yeah. I wish there was a better way to mark that.
The Hamar Shame one is at the very tip of the hill, the very point of the hill. Where it goes over between there and Fall Creek or sort of like Elgin. That sort of direction. It's right at the top of the hill. So and then you need to climb like Billy Goat up.
Billy Goat up the side of the mountain.
The one at the Falmore is behind Meridia's Beacon.
Oh.
It was a run up.
Oh,
go past
yeah,
Meridia's
it is up that way. You're right.
Yeah,
I had forgotten because I haven't been up this way in a while. I forgot how frustrating it is to navigate that area of the map because of that mountain crest that goes all the way along, and there's like two sides of it, and how hard they make it to get back and forth. It's tough up that way.
I had to get to the ocean and then over the top. And
and back and forth.
Get a little difficult.
Is that? Do you have to go up there to deliver Barbus and do the rueful axe thing? Is that up that? Yeah, okay, that is super annoying to find. I remember. Oh god, that is a pain in the neck to get to. Oh,
I use RVAC. RVAC is great because that way.
That is a good thing.
You can just poop out a horse wherever you are.
Pooping on horses is great. I mean, pooping out a horse is great.
Yeah,
that is very cool. He is the bone horse from the Soul Cairn, correct?
Yeah. That alone is worth putting up with the Soul Cairn to get RVAC because that is.
Can you put him inside too? Can you pull him up if you're just at the bannered mare? Can you be like, speaking of mares?
I don't think so. Yeah, I think you have to be outside.
No, that's too bad. So we got out of the cave. Anybody else have anything to mention in the cave? I don't know if there's any chest or anything on your way out. Then we have to continue on our quest. What happens then? You have to go get your stuff. You have to meet up with Delphine and sort of rejigger your plans here. So
you just get the run down to Solitude, jump on the carriage, take you back to Whiterun, then run around the corner into Riverwood. That's what I did.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
So that I guess that would be like the main bus depot closest to Riverwood would be.
Right. I mean, there's you can just fast travel works too, right? I mean, I can't remember any reason you can't fast travel. Right?
That's what I did.
If you're a sissy,
because fast traveling is cheating.
Yeah. If you don't really want to play the gamepad, if you want the game to play you, I guess you can fast travel.
It's deleting all the boring stuff that you've already done. It shows that you know that you can do it, so you just skip it.
There you go.
If the game lets me do it, it's not cheating.
I'm 100% with Jeremy on that one.
Okay, my notes don't make sense to me. What is the next step?
You go back to Riverwood.
Yeah.
Okay, mine say
and
go to
in the chest.
Yeah, don't forget your stuff.
My notes say go to Brynjolf already. I missed some stuff here. What am I doing before Brynjolf? You're going back.
Oh, that's after you talk to Delphine. You got to talk to Delphine back in Riverwood first.
Okay, so
she says Esbern is alive.
Oh, okay. So you give her a dossier proving that they're keeping records on her, which she's not surprised about, right?
Right.
But
the thing she's surprised about is that Esbern's still alive.
How?
Yeah.
So
you just mention his name. You don't have to give the dossier.
Yeah.
Just say, "Hey, Esbern's around," and she gets really psyched because who's Esbern? He's if you read the dossier, does it reveal that he is a member of this ancient dragon slayers guild, the what are they called, the Blades, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he was an archivist of the
an archivist. So he's basically the librarian of the Blades, and Delphine also identifies with the Blades, so she's super psyched that Esbern's still alive. What does this dossier say? What are we doing? What is the conversation? All of our stuff is in that chest, right? In the basement. Yes. So you have to go.
You have what Malborn brought you, and then the rest of your shit's in the chest.
And they allow you to leave it there. I'm just warning you, if you are an idiot like me. No, the first time you play this game, sometimes you don't understand the mechanics of everything. You're just like, okay, I think I have everything. Like sometimes if you give her a lot of stuff, then that stuff stays there for a long time, and then you stumble back upon there randomly, and you're like, holy fuck, this chest is awesome.
Just robbing Delphine. Wait, this is my shit.
Holy crap. I haven't seen this in months. Yeah,
I lost one of these, and I just got a replacement. That's awesome.
This is where the boots of Muffle have been. All right, so we're back. We've got our stuff. What does Delphine say? She says, "Esbern, holy crap, Esbern is alive." Does she want to go find him immediately? What does she say?
Well, she says you should go find her.
Yeah.
Go find him, and
nobody in Skyrim does anything for themselves.
Well, of course not. Does she? But she doesn't even want to escort you or anything, right?
She says, if you think I'm paranoid, wait till you meet him.
Oh, good lord!
But if you need help convincing him, tell him to ask what happened on the 30th. Is it the 30th of Frostfall?
Frostfall, yeah.
Frostfall, yeah.
In whatever year.
Is there is this one of those things where like there's not really an attic at the Sleeping Giant? Is there a 30th of Frostfall? Is like the 29th of Frostfall the last day of the month, like February?
I think
or something?
Edburn says something about it when you get there that it was.
Okay.
It's when the Altmerian attack, when it's the war started. It's when the Altmerian attack.
Okay. It's fucking high elves. Okay.
Elves in general, really.
Yeah. Fuck them all. So she says we have to go track down Esbern. Where do we need to start?
We have to go to Riften.
And and she says talk to Brynjolf because he's well connected.
How does she know Brynjolf, Juan? What is their
Everybody
previous
knows
relationship?
Hi, matey. Everybody knows him.
Yeah, he's a member of he's a member of the Thieves Guild, and he's one of the top guys.
How can it be advantageous for everybody to know
who the thieves are?
Well, I don't think
to
everybody knows.
To advertise that.
Anybody
sort of thing.
that's
Delphine knows.
anybody
Delphine
that's an
knows a lot of
outlaw of
stuff.
some
You're
sort.
right. You're right. Delphine.
Delphine's
knows.
pretty sneaky.
She's in the know. You're
right.
He has to use contacts and sort of like, not very legal things at her disposal to get certain things done and find out certain things. So she would use somebody on the ground like
Lots of
Brynjolf.
Cloak and dagger operations here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go talk to Brynjolf. No? What are we doing then?
Well, I talked to Kirava.
Oh, that is there is another option. I actually read that. I didn't know that you could do this. That is, remind me, is it called the Bee and Barb, maybe?
Oh, in town. Yeah.
There's it's not an inn, it's just a pub, right?
Yeah. Well, no, there's an inn. You can sleep there.
It's,
there
it's
are
the inn,
beds,
yeah.
okay.
It's the main inn, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The two Argonians running it.
Yeah, so you talk to one of the... I think the first time you go in here, isn't there some weird person preaching, and they're like, come on, buddy, we told you could be here, but
that's
please
Maribel
just...
the priest that tells you about marriage.
Yes.
The Mara person.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Maramel.
There you go. Cool.
That's
so,
his priest, the priest of Mara.
The priest of Mara, who you have to go see to get the amulet of Mara if you want to go marry. Correct.
Well, you don't have to buy his amulet. You can have your own amulet that you find.
Oh, nice. Okay, so they you can also, you're right, Colin, find information about this from the barkeep.
Mm.
Yeah. Or if you're in the Thieves Guild, you can just walk in. I mean, if you have access to the Rat Way, you can just go to the Rat Way.
Pat had already was the nocturnal person, already had all this crap. He was already done with it all.
Well, I still have the skeleton
Except
key
for he
because
didn't- he
the
turned
skeleton
into
key's really
skeleton.
handy. So screw nocturnal.
They're hilarious.
You can also, you don't even have to do Brynloff's little test. You can just tell him there's some dragon issue happening, and he'll tell you and let you in without having to do the pickpocket part.
Yeah, I was going to say,
failed that persuade check.
is Brynjolf's test the thing where you have to like leave a ring somewhere and put it in someone's pocket and blame
Branche
someone
and all
else
that.
and Medici or something like that?
Yeah,
it's
that's his ring.
Ulysses' ring, and then put it in.
Branch pocket.
Branche, yeah.
I
It all
had
rings
to
a
do
bell.
that.
It all rings a bell.
I had to do that because I failed the speech check with Brynjolf. So yeah, my character's only level 15 right now.
Oh, nice.
So he's failing
Wow.
a lot of speech checks.
Yeah, do you ever take amulets and stuff with you, or take potions of glibness and stuff? Do you ever? When I'm that low of levels, it sucks to just be shitty at all your speech checks, and then you can never have anyone do anything.
Well, if they had a speech wheel like Oblivion, it would be way better.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know what you're saying.
actually, I was
I have no
really
idea
good
what
at
you're
that
saying right
speech
now.
wheel.
So was I. I really love it.
'Cause you just get their affinity towards you pretty high, as high as you can go, and then add a little bit of gold on top of that.
Yep,
and
little
then
bribe.
Yeah, and then you can get them to do pretty much anything.
Why doesn't Brynjolf give me just a clear shot, straight directions?
Because he's Brynloff.
I don't like this. I wish they would tell me, hey, go to the cemetery, right? Push that little button. You can sneak in behind.
Because you're not a member of the Thieves Guild, yeah.
I know, but I hate it, Colin. All right, so what are we doing next? What is Brynjolf having us do?
Well, if you don't do the speech check, you have to do the pickpocket and all that stuff.
You have to plant a ring. Then
you head into the Ratway to find good old Esbern.
So, who tipped us off to the Ratway?
Brynjolf tells you to go meet him at the Ragged Flagon.
Brynjolf says that Esbern is at the Ragged Flagon, or to meet him, to meet Brynjolf. Yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
Yep. So the first part is where you meet there's those first two guys. I forget if they have names or not. Do they have names?
They do, yeah.
They do have names, but it doesn't matter.
Droff or something.
Yeah, like that, yeah. And then you come across a lowlife, I believe, somewhere along the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Actually, if you kill those two guys and you drop straight down, you just turn to the left and you can pick the lock on that door and work your way in.
Oh, well, there you go. I've never done that.
Yeah, you can avoid Punchy.
Yep.
Yeah, man, he always gets you. You don't see him until the last minute, and if you're not paying attention and you're low level, he's gonna kill you.
And he breaks my fucking nose every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he socked me a few times, and I'm just like, really? How does this guy kill me with just punches?
And you really, they hide him well in that room.
Well, he's sitting in a chair, right? Basically, as you open the door, usually what I do is I open the door, I'll back up a little bit, and then I just shoot an arrow straight down the middle, and that'll typically hit him, or at least wake him up. And then I keep throwing arrows in there, and sometimes he'll hit the bear traps. And and I also dropped a what do you call it on the floor, so that helped to take some more of his health. Yep, I dropped a rune, and so that knocked him down because I really wanted to get that enchantment because I'd like to do some.
What's that guy's name again?
I don't know his name, but I know he's got Fists of the Pugilist.
Yeah, the gloves of the Pugilist. I really like that thing. Yeah. Juan, you always do your unarmed and melee stuff. That's cool. Sorry, Colin.
Ian the Fist.
Ian the Fist.
Yeah.
Ian.
And there's some perks in Ordinator and light armor for unarmed.
Oh, nice.
And light armor too. Nice.
I think it's light. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's light armor too. Oh, is there some in heavy armor as well?
There is in the vanilla.
Originally, it's heavy armor.
Oh, in the vanilla, yeah. Let me pull it out. I'm pretty sure it's in light armor, because that's what I'm using. But obviously, I'm not using the.
I always remember Brian Accidentale had a character that he liked to use those gloves with. Was it Meathead? Yeah, you're right.
Meathead.
Yeah.
Always loved good old Meathead.
Yeah, there's a whole branch in light armor in Ordinator 1.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. But my character's all heavy armor anyways right now.
Yeah.
Because I really want to do the Stalrim armor.
Oh, I do like the Stalrim, yeah.
Yeah, those Fists of the Pugilist came in handy because I had no Brynjolf because I went through Kirava. So when I got into the Ragged Flagon, I needed to ask the guy behind the bar where Esbern was.
Oh, and you have to fight him.
Yeah, I have to brawl. So those came in very, very handy.
Those are good for a fight. Yeah, if you want to end that fight quickly,
they're good for that. You guys, that is another perfect example of how the game sets up like the perfect thing. They want you here. They're providing this thing for you. You're supposed to use this thing, apply it to the game, and use it to further your experience in this next step of the game. Why does that never ever fucking cross my mind? Why do not I put on those gloves before I have to punch that guy?
Because you're distracted by all those mutts that you have following you.
Hey, when
you're looking at 20 people's ass waddling ahead of you.
When you have to clean up so many dog droppings all the time, you get distracted very easily. I don't like to leave it behind.
That's a lot of plastic bags you're carrying.
Oh, you don't even know. So stinky. All right, speaking of stinky, we're in this Radaway place. We're looking for Esbern. We're winding back and forth. We have these hands of the pugilist, gloves of I forget what they're called.
You have to go into Warrens, yeah.
We find our way to the bar there, right? And they there's this hidden passageway that I always try to get through that they say, not yet. But then we have to, like Colin, like someone said, you have to box the bartender, right?
Right.
For further information about where he could be. If you best him in fisticuffs, then he lets you go down that formerly inaccessible door, correct?
Yeah.
And
if you don't best him, you die, right?
Oh, you don't just get knocked out?
Oh, you get knocked out, you don't die?
Oh, I don't know.
I think you just get knocked down. If it's a brawl, it won't kill you.
Okay.
I don't think so, anyway.
So then he lets you gain access to this new area, the Warrens. Did you say? And
yes, sir.
And we search through here. Can Juan, what sort of impressions do you get of this area? What could you describe the location? Give us a feel of it.
Sewer slums.
Yeah, totally gross. Do we run into like that lady? Is there like a blind? Is that in this part or the previous part? I think that's in this part, right?
No, it's actually in the next level down. The first level is there's like 3 Thalmor in there.
Stupid Thalmor.
And so what I did is I conjured my bound bow, started throwing an arrow at them, and then they ran all the way through, killed anybody that was coming, triggered the traps, and by the time they were to me, Lydia and myself finished them off, and then just walk straight through everything else.
Pretty straight through. Any other baddies down here as you're going? Finding your way, weaving in and out?
Stuff. Low lives.
Yeah, there's always like some low lives in the Ratway, but then you got those Thalmor guys that are crawling around too, looking for Esbern. So that's I think that's specific to this quest.
Yeah, that's why they're there. Those guys are trying to. They're not just you, but they are also hot on the track of Esbern. They're trying to track Esbern down for this blade stuff. They need to get him as well. He's got something to do with these dragons, right?
That's what the Thalmor think. Yeah.
He knows.
We've got to mention the sneaky lady outside.
Who's that?
Shiva or something like that. Her name is. It's the Khajiit that's following you.
Oh yeah.
Did she attack you also?
Only when you come out with Esbern.
Okay, and she had a note on her.
Yeah, there's 2 people who attack you with notes, right? I believe.
The only other one I know of is when you do Malborn's second part.
Yeah, I mean, when I got out, there was a thief that was getting pummeled.
Oh, maybe it was a thief or something.
And I was sitting there watching, then all of a sudden I started getting hit by somebody, and I was like, what the heck? And it turned out it was the Khajiit. And I'm like, okay, so sat there and killed her. Nobody else even batted an eye. And went through her stuff, and sure enough, she had a note that said that I needed to be taken care of and whatever.
Yeah, because what I did was when I went in there, obviously you go in, you go through the right way, all that stuff. I went to, you find Esbern. Don't open other people's doors.
Come here.
Especially not the butcher.
He undoes his 7 locks or whatever.
Yeah.
And,
it's like he lives in New York City or something.
Yeah, in some 1970s sitcom in New York City. And so you get in there, you talk to him, you come out. But what I had done is when I got into that area, you know how you have to there's kind of like that hallway that loops around and goes back out the door up the steps where you go in and out there. It's down below where the Thalmor come in at. So what I did was I set up a bunch of runes all down that walkway.
Yeah,
So while I was talking to Esbern, they all died.
That's awesome.
And I never had to fight anyone going out.
You're like, you're like,
that's
here.
good advanced planning.
Yeah. So, like usually it's a giant mess in that goddamn stairwell because you got Esbern with the freaking Frost Troll or Frost Atronach.
Yeah.
They're doing magic all over the place. It's a giant mess. And I'm like, all right, we're not doing this time. So we literally, Esbern and I go sneaking out, and I'm like, all right, just in case one of them survived, and we're just like, oh, okay. We just left. Like, all right, see you later.
I feel like picking up. That is the one good thing about the Elven armor is that it's really light and really expensive.
Yeah. It's very, very light. It's nice for making money for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, because then you exit, you go back into once you get out, you're in the marketplace. That's where what's her name, Shiva, attacks you, correct? And then you have to take Esbern to Riverwood.
Yep.
Yep.
Run outside, jump in a carriage.
Or walk like I did. And use Esbern to battle dragons and stuff.
And fireballing bloody bears and everything like that. Aggroing your followers so the two of them have a pitch battle. Right
thank God.
I had I got into the the Mages Guild, and we were running to the Sarthal, and somebody attacked the mages, and then they started blasting fireballs, and it hit Lydia. So Lydia started attacking everybody, and when your followers start fighting with each other, that if you fast travel away, they come with you, and then they stop fighting. I done that. I fast traveled back to Winterhold. She didn't come with me. I was like, oh crap! So I ran up the mountain, got to the mountain. She'd already killed Brylena, and she was in the process of hammering down what's his name, Tolthir. She got Tolthir down to a knee. Then she ran after Onmund, killed Onmund, because I was just, by this point, I was just standing there watching this happen. Killed Onmund. And then ran after, Jizargo. Jizargo started running as far as he possibly could. And then by that time, Tolthir was back up. He started laying into her with fireballs again. She turned around, left Jizargo, went back, beat Tolthir down to a knee again, then turned around, ran back down the mountain, killed Jizargo, and then, I wonder where they went and put her sword away. I should probably reload that. I was going to play as if she'd murdered them all, but I thought, wow, maybe not. So I went back in a save. But
poor Jizargo.
I wonder how that affects the Mages Guild storyline.
Yeah, it does. I have to go back, and so you'd have to go back and pay because somebody did it. Wasn't it you, Patrick? Mages. Didn't you kill a Mages Guild follower and had to pay to get back into the Mages Guild?
No, I don't think so.
That was Marcus. Sorry, that was Marcus. He got Jizargo killed, and he had to go back.
You have to
pay.
No. Speaking of Jizargo, is his stupid special scroll bugged somehow?
No, it's him. He's stupid. They don't work properly. You have to go back and tell him.
Well, but because if you quote unquote tested it, it aggroes your followers. Is that intended, or is that an intended bug?
It just hits anybody around you, including yourself, I think.
Yeah, it does damage to you too.
Yeah, but it aggroes your followers.
I think that is unintentional because it happened in one of my PC games that it aggroed my followers and they stopped following me. So...
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I don't mind getting myself fucked up. That's fine. But it's like, no, I don't want to. Followers are a pain in the ass enough as it is. I don't want them aggroing against me.
Because you have a fun conversation with Jizargo when you tell him about how the test went with the scrolls.
Now, do you have to advance the quest? Because I've used them a couple times. It's not advancing I don't think it's advancing the quest marker.
If he's
Because
already
you're supposed to test it 3 times, right?
Yeah, but if
on
he's
dead, right?
yeah, if he's already your follower, then then you've completed the quest.
No, he's not. No, he's not my follower. I've got the quest.
Oh yeah, so you use the flame scrolls while you're fighting undead.
Yeah. So I have to do that even though it's going to aggro people. Well, that's the thing, because I tried it and it aggroed my followers, so I kept reloading my saves. So do I have to do it 3 times?
Yeah, without your follower around.
Okay,
If it's
so
aggroing your follower,
right.
just leave them to one side and then.
Yeah, okay, because I've got it's a quest, right? It's a quest, so I gotta clear it because it's annoying the shit out of me. So
can you test it with Jazargo standing right near you?
that would be the right way to do it. Maybe I could raise a zombie.
This is
or
what
something.
it does.
Hey, Jazargo, you twat.
Oh my. Hey, did we finish up a cornered rat? We have Esbern. He has 58 locks on his door. We get in as that conversation. Did we miss anything? Do we need to bring up any important lore parts or important story marks there in that conversation?
I think probably once you find him, it completes the quest, but you still have to escort him to the
back to Delphine at the Sleeping Giant or something, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't complete. But even though the quest is already completed.
Yeah, that leads directly to Alduin's Wall, which is kind of a pain in the ass. So you can either just end your game there and then sort of pause it.
Yeah.
But what I did was just I escorted him back to whatchamacallit,
to Delphine.
To Delphine, done that little conversation, and then sent them on their way. And then
so you can
adventuring.
At that point meet them at Karthspire.
Yeah.
So you can meet them over there. I believe at this point, I could be incorrect about this, but I believe at this point, if you are a follower hound, you can tell them to go with you, and you can then have Delphine and Esbern sort of as permanent followers and limbo if you don't.
People actually they actually follow a path.
Okay.
If you stray from them, then
I know you can
you
keep
you follow
Esbern.
them, they don't follow you.
I know you can keep Esbern at one point. Can you ever have Delphine follow you like that? I don't remember.
No, both instances you follow her.
Okay,
running
that's
to
too bad. Yeah.
Running to Karthspire,
but
and
Esbern,
running to whatchamacallit.
Esbern will follow you back to Riverwood specifically. So if you don't go back to Riverwood there, then Esbern will just be your follower forever.
I believe that is true.
Yeah.
If you want to do that to a 78-year-old
poor man. Speaking of which, you guys had always said that the voice actor for Esbern is this famous person who I never knew who he was. I didn't know any of the old shows he was on and stuff like that. But now I do know who this person is because I was watching The Force Awakens the other day. I was like, holy shit, that fucking Esbern, man. What the hell? Who's that guy? And I was just like, oh, wait, that's that guy. He's the Max von whoever, Sydow or something. Sydow. Yeah. And so remind me who that guy is. I know him.
He's been in a lot of stuff. He's very
yeah.
Ming the Merciless.
Yes, he's Ming the Merciless.
Is who's that from? What?
Oh, fuck you!
Sorry.
Exactly. Oh my God, Andrew. Woof. Jar Jar Binks love.
Oh, please please tell me that's not the TARDIS
I'm
thing.
not going to fucking Indiana because those guys are in 1935 or something like that.
Hey, we play basketball for fun here. That's what we do.
Yeah, you still haven't cut the bottom out of the peach basket either.
No, we have not. We still got the step ladder there. We got the step ladder.
We're taking underhanded set shots.
Yeah. The butt wipes, as we used to call them. So Esbern. Now I know, and I now have a picture in my head of who that actor is. It actually heard. I walked through the room. I walked through the room as my wife was watching the movie, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's Esbern!" It was really funny. But it's just funny that I know him as Esbern. Other people are like, oh no, he's this really classic actor who's in all these awesome things. And I'm like, dude, Esbern, man, from Skyrim, everybody listen. They're like, yeah, shut up. Anything else to the quest that we needed to get to?
No, that was the end of it, right?
That's the end, yeah.
All right. Well, everyone go home. We're done. Get out.
The end.
The end.
Are you going to watch Flash Gordon now?
Is that what From Being the Merciless is from?
Yeah.
I thought it could have been that TARDIS show.
That TARDIS show.
Yeah. Somebody send Tori a text, tell her to give him a slap.
I don't know anything, guys.
I guess theoretically, since Flash Gordon's the future, right?
The TARDIS could run into him at some point.
Doctor could run into Ming.
No, it's the current. It's the current time because Flash is a football player and he goes off into space. Yeah,
from New York Jets.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. If he plays for the Jets, I could probably watch that.
Oh man.
Hilarious. Okay, anybody got any last-minute adventures or cool stuff they'd like to mention? I just like to mention again the ritual stone with giants and mammoths has been super fun. It doesn't work on dragons, though.
Treva's watch is really fun, but don't forget to talk to the guy in the courtyard. He is right there waiting for me now, and I am in Solstheim.
Solstheim's great.
So he's going to be standing there a while because I just realized I just checked my quest log and it's like speak to
Still
blah blah blah
waiting.
in the courtyard, and I'm like, oh, okay. We'll do that.
Just cleared a fault. Didn't expect anything in return. That's yeah. That's a good thing, Michael.
Yeah, I just he said you could just take it.
Yeah. You just walked off into the sunset.
I was like, all right, got it. Shouldn't I have somebody to talk to? Like,
Yeah, don't look in the basement.
yeah.
Nice. Well, if you guys don't have any other Skyrim-related material, I feel very ashamed that I forgot to mention last episode. Everyone, please go out and listen to ASA Mod Talk, our newest show. Posted actually in this feed.
Yes.
A couple episodes ago. Yeah, so please pay attention to that. It will be posted to iTunes eventually, but follow it over to that feed when that does happen. Victor and Kyle have put a lot of very careful detail and love into their show. So if you have any interest in modding whatsoever, give it a listen, please.
Yeah, and it's more than just they're going to branch out beyond Skyrim and Fallout, I believe they said.
Great. Michael, any network business?
I don't know. Is there? Jesus, I don't even know.
New shows. They named Damn Television, right?
Yeah, Earwash, Damn That Television, Chatterbox.
Chatterbox had an episode. Yay! Yeah.
We might record this month, I think.
Right.
That's always breaking news. I'm playing around. Maybe we'll do some Facebook Live stuff coming up. Playing around with page when I didn't know we had an old page.
Yeah. It's all about communication, everybody.
Yeah. So now we have 2 pages and a Facebook group. But maybe we can do. I've picked up some stuff for my iPhone and for stuff like that to do Facebook Live.
Holy shit.
So we might be able to do the roundtables and all that on Facebook Live as well.
Is Periscope still a thing too?
I don't know. Is it?
I haven't heard anything about Periscope in a long time.
Yeah. Well, everybody has their own live things now.
Yeah.
So.
Wasn't that Kelsey Grammer?
Down Periscope.
That'd be, yeah.
That's awesome, Colin. That movie sucks.
How do you get that reference and you didn't know who Ming the Merciless?
No shit. Yeah.
My knowledge is of only the best and most classic of entertainment, gentlemen. My tastes are so refined.
Oh man,
It must be that Quaker school you went to. That must have screwed you up somehow.
Oh, you would think Quakers would have better taste than that.
Yeah.
They make such good oats.
The peaches and cream is particularly good.
Oh man. Our Quaker listeners,
Both of them.
They're just sitting quietly listening.
I guess it's not as bad as that time I offended the Amish on the chatterbox. So there's always that.
I remember that.
They won't hear it.
Yeah.
They'll never know. There's no way they'll ever know.
Wait till they're all on rum Springer. I'll be coming out, right?
Yeah. Gotta get you.
I'm on my rum Springer. I've only got 2 weeks, right? I'm gonna go commit murder. See if I like it. Well, I'm gonna stay out.
Oh man.
It's officially a meltdown.
Well, before we sign off for the evening, I would like to remind everyone that Session 4 quest will be next recorded on Saturday, February 4th, 2017 at 5 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. That is, again, for the Skyrim Roundtable. Again, the quest will be 10, Alduin's Wall, 11, The Throat of the World, and 12, we have split into 2 parts here. We have 12A, Elder Knowledge, and 12B, Discerning the Transmundane. And I remember us doing this last time for some particular reason, but I do not recall why.
I don't remember either. I think there is a reason, though, why we did it.
Is Discerning the Transmundane maybe added by
You have to do
Dawnguard
both
or
at the same
something?
time.
Okay.
That's pretty long. That's what.
Yeah, that was my note for that one is I literally wrote this in my notes. Will this fucking quest never end?
Well, I think we have the explanation.
Is that
We still have to do them both for next time.
Is that the collecting the different elf bloods?
Yeah.
Among other
good
things. Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
lord.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first part is
It's
you have to go down to
ending.
Blackreach, right?
Blackreach,
Yes,
yeah, right.
okay.
Yeah.
So why it couldn't give you that essence extractor from the very
Why you're down
beginning?
there. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you're killing so
Exactly.
much stuff,
Yeah.
and there's Farmer down there. Now you
'cause
gotta
he
go
doesn't know
find
yet.
Farmer.
Have we?
Yeah, because he
He
doesn't
knows
know. Yet.
everything. He's a servant of Hermaeus Mora. Come on, he should know this stuff.
No, he learns that you need the blood from what you get in Blackreach.
That's true.
All right. Yeah, I know. Just it'd be nicer if they did it.
Have we heard the word Elder Scroll yet?
Get to kill him later. Don't worry about it.
You
Yeah.
have if you met Serana because she's carrying one.
She's one. Okay. Did the Greybeards mention anything about Elder Scrolls when you were up there talking to him?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Because I found Serana a long time, like relatively early, and that was the first time, like in character, where I heard the term Elder Scrolls.
Does the Dragon Wall mention the Elder Scrolls? Is that where we get it? Who mentions the Elder Scrolls for the first time?
Alduin's Wall?
At Alduin's Wall.
Actually, Parthenax mentions the Elder Scroll.
He's the first time that we get mention of Elder Scrolls from Parthenax.
In this quest, yeah, because I've already got an Elder Scroll on me, same as
Right.
Pat. Pat has an Elder Scroll on him.
The
as
Sun?
You
No,
guys
which
got
one do
the-
you guys
the
have?
Blood?
Blood.
Yeah.
Sun is Dawnguard.
Yeah.
You got to get 2 for Dawnguard, right? Sun and
Sun and
Blood.
Blood, yeah.
Blood.
Yeah, and then Dragon
Yeah,
is for.
Blood's, yeah, I've got blood on me. You have Sun and Blood, do you?
Got blood on me.
Yeah, because I finished Dawnguard. Yeah.
Yeah, don't cross the streams there, Phil.
What movie is that from?
Oh god.
Bachelor Party, I think.
Bachelor Party.
Maybe Maybe Stand By Me.
I thought it was from the Indiana Jones series, Michael.
Yeah, yes. I think that happened in
When he was-
1-3-2-4.
No, I'm all for 2 being last. I'm for.
It's a near thing between.
He'll do
I'm kind of
1,
with
3,
you.
4,
It's,
2.
2 is really awful.
It's close, yeah. 2 because of it's dated and has some pretty.
Yeah. Yeah.
But somebody sent me an article about it. I think it was Slim from Paper Kite, but he sent me an article about it with where what's his name, Lucas and Spielberg were both going through divorces during the filming of that.
Nice.
Why the tone of the movie is so dark.
That's why they made the woman the most unlikable person on the face of the earth.
Oh my god, she's horrific. Yeah. Oh. She's terrible at oh my gosh, yeah, Temple of Doom. Woo, that's a rough one.
Just like we're
Wasn't she one of the producers or something's girlfriend or something?
He ended up getting married to Spielberg,
yeah,
right?
that's Spielberg's wife. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
she wasn't at the time, but I don't believe he was. I think it was after that.
I think they're still married, right?
I think they are now. Yeah. I don't think that. I don't believe they were at that time. He had either. They were both just going through divorces or had just divorced or whatever. Him and Lucas both. So that was why it was such a happy...
Each other?
From each other, yeah.
That was why it was such a lucky movie. With hearts being ripped out and all that.
Both on set.
Yeah. Oh, man.
If only. On that note, I'd like to thank everyone for listening to this edition of the Skyrim Roundtable, brought to you by asapodcasting.com. And for Michael and Jeremy and Colin, Juan, Pat, and Victor, of course, would send his regards. I am Andrew. I'd like to thank everyone for listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
See ya.
Later, guys.
Who's rapping? Overkeen. Dragons? I'm not overkeen. I'll dice them like a knife, slicing right through an
Thank you for
aubergine.
downloading this episode of a Skyrim Addict podcast roundtable. If you are interested in doing a play-along character with us, the show can be contacted by emailing skyrimroundtable@gmail.com. For the Skyrim Random Stats Character Generator, the Roundtable schedule, our Amazon link, and all other show information, please head on over to asapodcasting.com, where you will find the Fallout feed, My Journey with CF, a Skyrim Addict podcast, the Chatterbox, ASA Game Talk, our YouTube channel, as well as other content. Your 5-star review on iTunes is greatly appreciated. Once again, thank you for downloading, and no lollygagging.
So we know you like Fallout and Skyrim. But what about other games out there? You like any of those? We're guessing you do. Well, we've got the answer for you. If you do, why don't you head over to asapodcasting.com and give our general gaming show, ASA Game Talk, a listen. It's available for iTunes and Stitcher for all your listening needs. That's asapodcasting.com, ASA Game Talk.
Hello, Wastelanders. Are you tired of the same old Diamond City Radio and GNR? Are you looking for a little bit more Brit in your broadcasting? Then look no further than WVR, Westvault Radio, broadcasting today for a brighter tomorrow. I'm Susan Reith, 16 times Westvault Radio Broadcaster of the Year. If you're looking for a little bit of music, some light entertainment, and the finest toast recipes in the wasteland, then look no further. To gain access to WVR, go to your nearest working terminal and open our archives at www.vault97.com. You can also find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and all other popular podcast distribution networks. We're also available on Twitter at West Vault Radio. If you'd like to listen to us on that old-fashioned thing called a Pip-Boy, we're also available on the Old World Radio Boston mod, which is accessible from the Fallout Nexus, whatever that is. So, for a more civilized and Vault-Tech-approved listening experience, look no further than West Vault Radio. Isn't that right, Mr. Wigglesworth?